The alien jungle glowed with strange purple light. Dr. Marcus Webb ran through the thick plants, his medical bag hitting his side with every step. He heard the scream again. It was not human. It was something else, something alien and full of pain. Marcus knew he was breaking the rules. The Interstellar Medical Corps told him to stay in his camp, but doctors did not let people die, even alien people. He pushed through the last group of bushes and stopped. His heart beat fast in his chest. An alien warrior lay in a small valley. She was huge, almost 8 feet tall. Her skin was silver blue like metal. Blood covered her body. 3 arrows stuck out of her back. The arrows had poison on them. Marcus could see the black liquid dripping from the tips. The female warrior was dying. Marcus dropped to his knees beside her. His scanner came out of his bag fast. The small machine beeped and showed him bad news. Very bad news. The poison was killing her from inside. Her heart was stopping. She had maybe 2 minutes left to live. "Do not move," the warrior whispered. Her golden eyes were turning gray. "Human. Forbidden." "I am a doctor," Marcus said. His translator changed his words into her language. "I help people. That is what I do." His hands moved quickly. He had done this 1,000 times before on 100 different planets, but never on an Ashtari warrior. Their bodies were different from humans. He was guessing. He was hoping. He was praying. The plasma injector went into her arm. The nanosutures closed the big cuts. The antitoxin machine worked hard to make medicine for the poison. Marcus watched the numbers on his scanner jump up and down. The warrior stopped breathing. "No!" Marcus hit her chest hard. Once, twice, 3 times. He remembered the training. Ashtari had 3 hearts, not 1. He had to start all 3. "You will not die!" He pushed the last medicine into her primary heart, the strongest dose he had. Then he waited. 5 seconds felt like 5 hours. Suddenly, her eyes opened. They burned gold like fire. She moved so fast that Marcus could not react. She grabbed him and pushed him down to the ground. Her weight pressed on his chest. Her face was inches from his. Her teeth were very sharp. "Wait, I just saved—" She bit him. Her fangs went deep into his shoulder. Pain exploded through his body. But it was not normal pain. It was hot. It was electric. It felt like lightning in his blood. Marcus could feel something strange happening. Her DNA was mixing with his. Some kind of bond was forming, cell by cell, blood by blood. When she pulled away, her eyes were huge with shock. "What have you done?" she whispered. Marcus held his shoulder. The bite marks glowed with silver light. They were healing themselves. "What did you do? What was that?" "You healed me." Her voice shook. "A male, an outsider, a human. You healed Kyra, High Daughter of the Ashtari tribe. That is my job, and I marked you." She touched her own neck. The same silver glow was there. "By the old laws, you are mine now. You are. The jungle filled with warriors. They came from everywhere. Dozens of them, all huge, all armed, all pointing weapons at Marcus. They wore armor made of bone and metal. Their faces had scars from many battles. Kyra stood up. She was still weak, but she stood tall. "Put down your weapons. This human saved my life." An old warrior stepped forward. His face had more scars than the others. His eyes were hard like stone. "Kyra, daughter, you know what this means." "Yes, father." "You bit him. You claimed him as yours." The old warrior looked at Marcus. "By the old laws, he belongs to you, and you belong to him." Marcus felt cold. "I am sorry. I belong to what?" "It is the mate bond," another warrior said. "When a high daughter marks someone, she chooses them to lead with her, to be alpha with her." "But he is human," someone shouted. "He is weak. He is small." "He ran toward death to save me," Kyra said loudly. "He fought poison that killed 30 of our best warriors. He won. Does that sound weak? Nobody spoke. Kyra's father, the chief, moved closer to Marcus. Human, you did something that has never happened before. You are now part of our tribe. You wanted it or not. I only wanted to help. Help is not the problem. Honor is. The chief's voice was cold. My daughter is our strongest warrior. She will lead our people one day. Now you are connected to her future. Chief, he did not know, Kyra started. Quiet, Kyra. The chief raised his hand. The human will face the Alpha trials. Marcus felt his throat go dry. The what? 3 tests to prove you deserve the bond my daughter gave you. The chief smiled, but it was not a friendly smile. If you win, you become Alpha Consort. You lead with Kyra. You command our warriors. You make decisions for our tribe. And if I lose, you die. The chief said it simply, like it meant nothing. And my daughter will bond with a real warrior. You have until tomorrow night. The twin moons will rise. Your first trial starts then. The warriors moved away, making a path. Kyra took Marcus's arm. Her grip was gentle but strong. Come, we must talk before your trials begin. As they walked, Marcus felt every warrior watching him. Some looked curious, some looked angry, most looked like they wanted him dead. How bad is this? Marcus asked quietly. Kyra laughed, but it sounded sad. The last outsider who tried the Alpha trials died in 20 minutes. That is not good. But he did not have me, Kyra said. She looked at him with those golden eyes. You do. I cannot help during the trials. That is against the law. But I can teach you. I can prepare you. I can help you survive. Why? You did not want this bond. Kyra stopped walking. She turned to face him. You ran into danger for someone you never met. You fought death itself and won. You saved me. She touched the silver mark on her neck, then touched his. Maybe the old laws were right. Maybe you are the Alpha we need. Before Marcus could answer, warriors started shouting ahead. There was a problem. A young male Ashtari was on his knees. 2 guards held his arms. What is happening? Marcus asked. Kyra's face became dark with anger. That is Vorta. He was supposed to protect me today. He was supposed to watch my back. He left you alone? Worse. Kyra's voice became very quiet. He helped the enemy. He led me into the trap. The Cathoran tribe paid him to kill me. The chief's voice was loud and angry. Vorta! You are accused of treason. You tried to murder the High Daughter. What do you say? Vorta's eyes were wild. She was weak. She would not attack the humans. She would not take what we deserve. The Cathoran promised me power. Enough. The chief reached for his blade. Treason means death. Wait, Marcus said. Everyone looked at him. Chief, may I speak? You have no power here, human. But I have knowledge. Marcus stepped forward. Kyra tried to stop him, but he kept going. That poison on the arrows. It was not just to kill. It was designed to spread. Like a disease. I can still detect it in the air. Small particles that infect through touch. The chief's face changed. A plague? A weapon, Marcus said, and I think it is already spreading through your people. Your warriors have been dying for months, right? Not in battle. In their sleep. In their homes. For no reason. The warriors began to whisper. Fear spread through them like fire. Can you cure it? The chief demanded. Maybe, but I need time. I need supplies. I need to work with your people. Marcus looked straight at the old warrior. I need you to trust me. Trust must be earned. Then let me earn it. Let me prove myself in your trials, not just as Kyra's mate, but as someone who can save your entire tribe. The chief stared at him for a long time. You would risk your life for people who hate you? Yes, that is what doctors do. Something changed in the chief's face, not respect, Not yet, but understanding. Very well. But know this, human. If you fail, you die, and my people die with you. Choose carefully. The crowd left. Kyra pulled Marcus to the side. That was very brave, she said. Or very stupid. I get that a lot. Marcus looked at the silver mark on his shoulder. It still glowed. So these trials, what happens? Kyra's face became serious. Tomorrow at dawn, you face the first trial. You go alone. No weapons, no tools, nothing but yourself. And you must hunt a rift stalker. What is a rift stalker? The most dangerous predator on our planet. 12 feet tall. Armor like steel. Claws that cut through metal. Smart like us. She paused. And it can disappear and reappear anywhere. You never know where it will attack from. Marcus stared at her. You are serious. Very serious. Your people make someone fight that thing? Alone? Only those who want to be alpha. Kyra's golden eyes were intense. Only those who would lead must defeat our greatest fear. Right. Marcus checked his watch. So I have about 14 hours to figure out how to not die. Yes, Kyra said. Then she smiled a little. Welcome to the Ashtari, Marcus. Try not to die tomorrow. I will try my best. As the twin moons rose over the alien jungle, Marcus understood that everything had changed. He came to this planet as a simple doctor. Now he was something else. The trials were about to begin, and only the strong survived. Dawn came too fast. Marcus stood at the edge of the dark forest. Behind him, 300 Ashtari warriors watched in silence. In front of him, the trees were black like death. Nothing good lived in that forest. Everyone knew it. You still have time to surrender, a warrior called out. His name was Drakmor. He was big, mean, and he hated humans. Admit you are weak. Leave our planet. Save yourself the pain of dying. Marcus did not look back. I am not leaving. Kyra stood beside her father. Her face showed no emotion, but Marcus saw her hands. They were closed into fists. She was worried. She could not help him. The law forbade it. If she interfered, they would both die. The chief raised his hand. The first trial begins now. Marcus Webb, human doctor, you will enter the dark forest. You will hunt the rift stalker. You will bring back proof of your victory, or you will not return at all. He paused. You have until sunset. If you are not back by then, we will assume you are dead. Understood, Marcus said. His voice was steady, but his heart was racing. One more thing, the chief added. His eyes were cold. The rift stalker is not the only danger in that forest. There are other things, worse things. Things we do not speak about. Good luck, human. You will need it. Marcus walked into the forest. The moment he crossed the tree line, everything changed. The air became thick and heavy. The light disappeared. Even in daytime, the dark forest was full of shadows. The trees were so tall and so close together that the sun could not reach the ground. He could hear things moving in the darkness. Things watching him. Things waiting. Marcus kept his breathing calm. He was a doctor, not a warrior. But he was also a human, and humans had survived for thousands of years by being smart, not strong. He could do this. He had to do this. He found the first clue after 20 minutes. Claw marks on a tree, deep cuts that went through the bark and into the wood. The marks were fresh, maybe an hour old. The rift stalker had been here recently. Marcus touched the cuts carefully. He pulled out a small sample kit from his pocket. He was not allowed weapons, but nobody said he could not bring medical supplies. He scraped some of the residue from the claw marks and put it in a vial. The residue glowed slightly. Interesting. Marcus moved deeper into the forest. Every step was dangerous. The ground was covered with strange plants that moved when he got close. Some of them had teeth. He avoided those carefully. Then he felt it. a cold presence behind him, watching, waiting. Marcus froze. His instincts screamed at him to run, but running from a predator was the worst thing you could do. It triggered their hunting instinct. Instead, he did something unexpected. He sat down. Right there, in the middle of the dark forest, Marcus Webb sat down on the ground and opened his medical bag. He took out his scanner and started analyzing the sample he had collected. The presence behind him seemed confused. Marcus could almost feel its confusion. This was not how prey was supposed to act. Prey ran. Prey screamed. Prey made it fun. Marcus kept working. His scanner beeped softly. The results appeared on the screen. Perfect. "I know you are there," Marcus said calmly. He did not turn around. "I know you are watching me, and I know something about you that you probably do not want me to know." A low growl came from the shadows. It was deep and vibrating. It made Marcus's bones shake, but he did not move. "You are sick," Marcus continued. "That residue on your claws, it shows infection, radiation poisoning actually. Something in this forest is making you sick, making you weak. That is why you have not attacked me yet. You are not sure you can win." The growl became louder, angrier. "But here is the interesting part," Marcus said. He finally turned around. "I can help you." The Rift Stalker stood 15 feet away. It was massive, 12 feet tall, just like Kyra said. Its body was covered in black armor plates. Its claws were as long as Marcus's forearm. Its eyes glowed red in the darkness. And yes, it looked sick. Its movements were slow. Its breathing was labored. This creature was dying. "You think this is a trick," Marcus said softly. "You think I am trying to trap you. But look at me. Really look. I am small. I am weak. I have no weapons. If you want to kill me, you can do it right now. But after you kill me, you will still be sick. You will still be dying, and nobody else will ever offer to help you." The Rift Stalker tilted its head. Intelligent eyes studied Marcus carefully. "I am a doctor," Marcus said. He slowly reached into his bag. "I heal living things, all living things, even predators, even monsters, because that is what doctors do." He pulled out a small injector. The Rift Stalker tensed, ready to attack. "This is anti-radiation medicine," Marcus explained. "It will stop the poison in your body. It will make you strong again. But I need you to trust me, just for 1 minute. Let me help you. Then, if you still want to kill me, you can. I will not stop you." For a long moment, nothing happened. Marcus could hear his own heartbeat. This was insane. He was trying to negotiate with an apex predator, a creature that killed for sport, a creature that had probably killed hundreds of Ashtari warriors. Then the Rift Stalker did something unexpected. It sat down. Just like Marcus. It sat down on the ground and waited. Marcus's hands were shaking as he approached. He had to get close, very close. The injector had to go into the creature's neck, where the armor was thinnest. One wrong move, and those claws would tear him apart. "Easy," Marcus whispered. "I am not going to hurt you. I promise." He placed his hand on the Rift Stalker's neck. The creature's skin was hot, burning hot. The fever was severe. Marcus found the injection point and pushed the needle in. The medicine flowed into the creature's bloodstream. The Rift Stalker roared. The sound was so loud that birds flew out of the trees a mile away. Marcus fell backward, certain he was about to die, but the creature did not attack. Instead, it stood up. Its body straightened. Its eyes became brighter. The medicine was working, fast. The Rift Stalker looked at Marcus. Then it did something that changed everything. It bowed its head. "You are welcome," Marcus said quietly. The creature made a low rumbling sound, not a growl, something else, something almost like gratitude. Then it turned and disappeared into the shadows. One moment it was there, the next moment it was gone. Phased into another dimension, just like Kyra had warned. Marcus sat there for a moment trying to process what just happened. He had just befriended a rift stalker. He had healed the most dangerous predator on the planet. Instead of killing it, he had saved it. But now, he had a problem. He needed proof. He needed to bring something back to show he had succeeded, but the creature was gone, and he could not track something that could phase between dimensions. Then he heard voices. Human voices. Speaking English, Marcus's blood ran cold. There were no other humans on this planet, only him. So who? He moved quietly through the trees. The voices became clearer. 2 men, both wearing Interstellar Medical Corps uniforms. But something was wrong. They were carrying weapons. Big weapons. Military grade. "Should be dead by now," one man said. "That idiot Webb walked right into the trap." "Good," the other replied. "Once he is gone, we can continue the operation. The Ashtari will never know what hit them." Marcus's mind raced. Operation? What operation? "The bioweapon is working perfectly," the first man continued. "The plague is spreading faster than expected. In 3 weeks, maybe 4, the entire tribe will be dead. Then we can claim this planet for the corporation. The mining rights alone are worth billions." Marcus felt sick. These were not doctors. They were killers. They had planted the plague. They were murdering the Ashtari for money, for mining rights, and they thought Marcus was already dead. He needed to get back to the tribe. He needed to warn them. But if these men saw him, they would kill him. They had weapons. He had nothing. Then he felt it again. The cold presence. But this time, it was not behind him. It was beside him. The rift stalker had returned. The creature looked at Marcus, then at the 2 fake doctors. Its eyes glowed with understanding. It knew these men were evil. It knew they were the ones who had poisoned the forest, who had made it sick. Marcus looked at the creature. An idea formed in his mind. A crazy, impossible, dangerous idea. "Can you phase them?" Marcus whispered. "Take them somewhere?" "Somewhere they cannot hurt anyone." The rift stalker made that rumbling sound again. Then it moved. So fast that Marcus barely saw it. One moment it was beside him. The next moment it was behind the 2 men. They did not even have time to scream. The rift stalker grabbed both men and phased. All 3 of them vanished into thin air. Gone. Removed from this dimension entirely. 30 seconds later, the rift stalker returned. Alone. Marcus did not ask where the men had gone. He did not want to know. The creature looked at Marcus one more time. Then it reached up with one massive claw and cut its own arm. Black blood dripped onto the ground. The creature held out its claw to Marcus. Proof. Marcus understood. He took out a sample vial and collected some of the blood. Physical proof that he had encountered the rift stalker. Proof that it had let him live. Proof that he had succeeded. "Thank you," Marcus said. "Thank you for trusting me." The rift stalker bowed its head again. Then it was gone, phased away into the darkness. Marcus ran. He ran faster than he had ever run in his life. He had to get back. He had to tell the chief. The plague was not natural. It was a weapon, created by humans, his own people. When he burst out of the dark forest, the sun was still high in the sky. He had hours before sunset. The warriors stared in shock. Nobody expected him to survive, certainly not this quickly. Kyra ran forward. "Marcus, you are alive!" "I need to speak to your father," Marcus gasped. "Now! It is urgent!" The chief pushed through the crowd. "You returned, and you brought proof?" He sounded skeptical. Marcus held up the vial of black blood. "I brought more than proof. I brought the truth, and it is worse than you think." Drakmore stepped forward. His face was twisted with anger. "Impossible! Nobody survives the rift stalker. This is a trick." "It is not a trick," Marcus said. He turned to face the entire tribe. The plague killing your people. It is not a disease. It is a weapon, created by humans. My people. They want you dead so they can take your planet, take your resources. They are murdering you for profit. Shock rippled through the warriors. Anger, rage. And I can prove it, Marcus added. But first I need to know. Has anyone seen other humans on this planet besides me? Medical Corps uniforms? Maybe near the Western Ridge? An elder stepped forward. Yes, 2 days ago. We thought they were with you. They are not with me, Marcus said. They are the enemy. And they need to be stopped, now. The chief's face was dark with fury. If what you say is true, human, then this changes everything. It is true, Marcus said, and there is more. I think there are others, more fake doctors, more conspirators. We need to find them before they release more of the bioweapon. Kyra grabbed his arm. How did you survive the Rift Stalker? Tell me the truth. Marcus looked into her golden eyes. I healed it. It was sick from the same radiation that is poisoning your forest. I gave it medicine, and in return, it helped me. It removed the 2 men who were in the forest, the ones spreading the plague. Silence. Then Drakmor laughed. It was a cruel, mocking sound. You expect us to believe that? You made friends with a Rift Stalker? Impossible. You are lying, human. You found that blood somewhere. You never faced the creature at all. Other warriors began to agree. The doubt spread like poison. He is right, someone shouted. This is a trick. Wait, Kara started, but the crowd was too loud. The human failed the first trial, Drakmor roared. He should die, now! Warriors drew their weapons. Marcus saw the rage in their eyes. They wanted blood. They wanted revenge for the plague that had killed their people. And he was human, just like the ones who had created the plague. The chief raised his hand. The warriors stopped. Barely. Marcus Webb, the chief said slowly, you claim you healed the Rift Stalker. You claim you made an alliance with our greatest enemy. These are bold claims. Impossible claims. But true, Marcus insisted. Then prove it, the chief said. His eyes were hard. Call the Rift Stalker, here, now. If you truly have its loyalty, it will come. If you are lying... He did not finish the sentence. He did not need to. Marcus felt his stomach drop. He had no way to call the creature. No way to prove what he said was true. The Rift Stalker was gone, probably miles away by now, in another dimension entirely. He was going to die. Kyra stepped forward. Father, please. Silence, daughter. The human made his claim. Now he must prove it, or face the consequences. Drakmor smiled. He raised his blade. Shall I kill him now, Chief? Or do we let him try to call his imaginary friend first? Marcus closed his eyes. He had survived the forest. He had survived the most dangerous predator on the planet. And now he was going to die because nobody believed him. Then he felt it, that cold presence, that familiar feeling. The warriors gasped. Some fell to their knees, others raised their weapons in terror. The Rift Stalker stood in the middle of the camp, 12 feet of pure power, black armor gleaming in the sunlight, red eyes glowing with intelligence. It looked at Marcus. Then it walked forward. Every warrior scrambled out of its way. Even Drakmor backed up, his face pale with fear. The Rift Stalker stopped in front of Marcus. Then, in front of 300 witnesses, it bowed its head. The silence was absolute. Impossible, someone whispered. Marcus reached up and touched the creature's head. Thank you for coming, he said softly. The Rift Stalker made that rumbling sound. Then it looked at the chief. The message was clear. This human is under my protection. Anyone who harms him answers to me. The chief stared. His mouth was open. For the first time since Marcus had met him, the old warrior looked completely shocked. "The first trial," the chief said slowly, "is complete. Marcus Webb has not only survived the Rift Stalker, he has done the impossible. He has made an ally of it." The warriors erupted into chaos. Some were shouting in disbelief, others were cheering. Kyra was smiling so wide that Marcus thought her face might break. But Drakmor was not celebrating. His face was twisted with rage and jealousy. He stepped forward, his blade still drawn. "This proves nothing," he shouted. "The human used tricks, magic, dark arts. He has corrupted the sacred Rift Stalker. He must die." The Rift Stalker growled. The sound made the ground shake. "Enough, Drakmor," the chief commanded. "Marcus has passed the first trial. That is the law." "Then let the second trial begin," Drakmor snarled. "Tonight, under the blood moon, and this time I will be his opponent. I will show everyone what happens to humans who dare to claim power over the Ashtari." The chief looked troubled. "The second trial is not scheduled until I invoke my right as champion," Drakmor interrupted. "I challenge the human, tonight, to ritual combat, to the death." Horror spread across Kyra's face. "Father, no! That is not fair. Marcus needs time to rest, to recover." "The law is the law," the chief said sadly. "If the champion invokes his right, the challenge must be accepted." Marcus looked at Drakmor. The warrior was huge, covered in battle scars. His muscles were like steel cables. He had probably killed hundreds of enemies, and he wanted Marcus dead. "I accept," Marcus said. "Marcus, no!" Kyra grabbed his arm. "You cannot win. Drakmor is undefeated. He has never lost a combat trial. Never." "Then tonight will be historic," Marcus said. He looked at the Rift Stalker. "I will need to do this one alone. Can you understand that?" The creature rumbled again. Then it phased out of existence. The sun was setting now. The blood moon would rise in just a few hours. And when it did, Marcus would face his second trial. A trial he could not possibly win. A trial that would end in his death, unless he found a way to beat the unbeatable champion. The blood moon rose red over the Ashtari arena. Marcus stood in the center of the fighting circle. His hands were empty. His body was covered in ceremonial paint that Kyra had applied. Blue lines that marked him as a challenger, as someone who dared to fight for alpha status. Around him, 500 warriors watched in silence. Torches burned bright in the darkness. The air smelled of smoke and violence. Across the arena, Drakmor prepared for battle. He was massive, even for an Ashtari. 9 feet tall, muscles like iron. His body was covered in scars from 100 victories. In his hands, he held 2 curved blades. They were called Death Fangs. No warrior had ever survived facing them. "Last chance, human," Drakmor called out. His voice echoed across the arena. "Surrender now. Leave this planet. I will make your death quick if you do." Marcus said nothing. His heart was beating fast, but his mind was calm. He had spent the last 3 hours preparing, not with weapons, not with training, but with observation. He had watched Drakmor carefully, studied his movements, his patterns, his weaknesses. Every fighter had weaknesses, even champions. The chief stood on the high platform. "The second trial begins now. Combat will continue until one fighter surrenders or dies. There are no rules, no mercy. May the strongest survive." A horn blew. Long and deep, Drakmor attacked. He moved faster than something that big should move. His blades cut through the air toward Marcus's throat. Marcus dropped to the ground, rolling left. The blades missed by inches. Dust exploded where Marcus had been standing. The crowd gasped. Drakmor spun and attacked again. Slash, slash, stab. His movements were perfect, efficient, deadly. Marcus dodged, ducked, rolled. He did not try to fight back. He just avoided, just survived. "Stand still and die like a warrior," Drakmor roared. "No thanks," Marcus panted. "I prefer living like a doctor." This made Drakmor angrier. He attacked faster, harder. His blades became a blur of silver death. Marcus's body screamed in pain. His muscles burned. He could not keep this up forever. He was human. He had limits. Then Marcus saw it, the thing he had been waiting for. Drakmor favored his right side, just slightly. His left knee bent differently, like it had been injured before, like it still caused him pain. Marcus stopped running. He stood still. Drakmor smiled. "Finally ready to die." "No," Marcus said. "Ready to win." Drakmor charged, his blades aimed at Marcus's heart. At the last second, Marcus moved, not away, toward. He stepped inside Drakmor's guard and dropped low. His shoulder hit Drakmor's left knee, hard. The champion screamed, his leg buckled, he fell to one knee. His blades dropped from his hands. Marcus scrambled away and grabbed one of the fallen death fangs. The blade was heavy, awkward, but it was a weapon. Drakmor struggled to stand. His face was twisted with pain and rage. You cheated." "I used my brain," Marcus corrected. "You should try it sometime." The crowd was going crazy. Warriors were shouting. Some were angry. Some were amazed. Nobody had ever brought Drakmor to his knees before. Kyra was screaming something, but Marcus could not hear her over the noise. Drakmor grabbed his other blade and stood up. His leg was shaking, but he was not finished. "I will kill you for that, human. I will make it slow. Painful." "You talk too much," Marcus said. They circled each other, both bleeding, both exhausted. The blood moon hung overhead like a red eye watching everything. Then something changed. Drakmor's movements became strange, uncoordinated. He stumbled. His blade fell from his hand. His eyes went wide with confusion. What is happening?" Drakmor gasped. He fell to both knees. I cannot breathe." Marcus rushed forward, not to attack, to help. He dropped his weapon and caught Drakmor before he hit the ground. "Someone poisoned you," Marcus said quickly. "Your symptoms, paralysis, respiratory failure. This is not combat injury. This is toxin." "Impossible," Drakmor wheezed. "I drank only sacred water before the fight." Someone poisoned the sacred water, Marcus realized. His mind raced. Someone wanted you to lose, to die, to make it look like I killed you. The chief jumped down into the arena. "What is happening? What have you done? Human? I did not do this." Marcus pulled out his medical scanner. "Look at the readings. This is the same bioweapon that has been killing your warriors. Someone gave it to Drakmor. Someone wants him dead and wants me blamed for it." Kyra ran into the arena. "Father, Marcus is right. Look at Drakmor's skin, the black veins, the decay. This is the plague." "But who would do this?" the chief demanded. "Who would poison our champion?" "Someone who wants chaos," Marcus said. He was already injecting Drakmor with antitoxin. "Someone who benefits from the Ashtari tearing themselves apart." A voice came from the crowd, loud, clear, familiar. "Someone like me." Marcus looked up. His blood turned to ice. Elder Vorkon stood on the platform. He was one of the chief's most trusted advisors. Old, wise, respected by everyone. In his hand, he held a strange device. It was glowing with green light. "Vorkon," the chief said slowly. "What are you doing?" "What I should have done years ago," Vorkon said. His voice was cold. "I am ending your weak leadership, your pathetic attempts at peace with humans, your foolish daughter who refuses to raid and conquer as our ancestors did." "You are behind the plague," Marcus said. "You have been working with the fake medical corps agents. You have been killing your own people." "Not my people," Vorkon corrected. "They stopped being my people when they became soft, when they stopped being warriors, when they started listening to weak leaders who talk about peace and cooperation." He pressed a button on the device. Suddenly, 6 more warriors stood up from the crowd. They all wore the same expression, blank, empty, controlled. Mind control, Marcus whispered. You have been controlling warriors, making them do your bidding. Very clever, human doctor. Vorkon smiled. Yes, I have been using old technology. Technology from the First Age. Technology that our weak chief banned because he was afraid of its power. But I found it, studied it, perfected it. The controlled warriors drew their weapons. They surrounded Marcus, Kyra, Drakmor, and the chief. And now, Vorkon continued, I will kill all of you. The weak chief, his rebellious daughter, the human who ruined my plans, and the fool Drakmor who was supposed to die fighting the human. Then I will take control of the tribe. I will use my mind-controlled army to conquer all of Ashara 7. We will become what we were always meant to be. Conquerors, destroyers, gods. Father. The device, Kyra said urgently. If we destroy it, they will kill you before you take 3 steps, Vorkon interrupted. My warriors are faster, stronger, and they feel no pain, no fear, no mercy. You cannot win. Marcus's mind was working at lightning speed. He looked at Drakmor, who was barely breathing. He looked at the controlled warriors, their eyes empty and dead. He looked at the device in Vorkon's hand. Then he remembered something. Something the Rift Stalker had shown him. Something about phasing, about moving between dimensions. Kyra, Marcus said quietly, do you trust me? With my life, she answered immediately. Good, because what I am about to do is going to look insane. Marcus raised his voice. Vorkon, you said your warriors feel no pain, no fear. But what about loyalty? What about honor? Can your device control those things? It does not need to, Vorkon sneered. They obey. That is all that matters. Then let me ask them something. Marcus turned to face the controlled warriors. Warriors of the Ashtari. You have been forced to serve a traitor, a coward who hides behind technology instead of fighting with honor. But deep inside, in the parts of your mind that are still free, you know the truth. You know what is right. They cannot hear you, fool, Vorkon said. Their minds are mine. Are they? Marcus challenged. Then why is that one crying? One of the controlled warriors had tears running down his face. His body was frozen, but his eyes showed pain, showed awareness. He was trapped inside his own mind, forced to watch as his body obeyed commands he did not want to follow. Stop talking! Vorkon pressed buttons on the device. Kill them! Kill them all! The controlled warriors raised their weapons, but they were moving slowly, fighting against the commands, fighting against the control. Marcus took the biggest risk of his life. He closed his eyes and reached out with his mind. Not with words, not with thoughts, but with feeling. With the same connection he had felt when he healed the Rift Stalker, when he bonded with Kyra, the same energy that flowed through the silver marks on his skin. And he called. The arena exploded with cold air. Reality tore open. The Rift Stalker phased into existence directly behind Vorkon. Its massive claws closed around the mind control device and crushed it into pieces. The controlled warriors collapsed, free, conscious, confused. Vorkon screamed in rage. No! Impossible! How did you— I told you, Marcus said. I made a friend. The Rift Stalker grabbed Vorkon and lifted him into the air. The old traitor struggled, but it was useless. The creature's grip was iron. Wait! Vorkon shouted. You cannot kill me! I know secrets! I know where the other conspirators are! I know about the real plan! Marcus walked toward him. Every muscle in his body hurt. He was covered in blood and dirt. But he was alive, and he had won. Talk! Marcus said coldly. Tell us everything, or my friend here will phase you into a dimension where time moves backward. You will experience your death forever, over and over. Would you like that? Vorkon's eyes went wide with terror. The corporation! The mining corporation from Earth. They hired me. They promised me wealth, power, technology. All I had to do was weaken the tribe from inside, make them easy to conquer. The plague was their idea. The fake medical agents were their operatives. And there are more agents, more weapons. They have a base camp in the northern mountains. They are preparing for a final attack. An attack that will wipe out every Ashtari on this planet. The chief's face was dark with fury. When? 3 days, Vorkon said. The attack comes in 3 days, during the Festival of Stars. When all the tribes gather in one place, they will drop bioweapons from the sky. Everyone will die, and the corporation will claim the planet was empty when they arrived. Silence fell over the arena. How many agents? Marcus demanded. 50, maybe more, armed with advanced weapons, energy shields, combat suits. Your people will not stand a chance. Marcus looked at Kyra, then at the chief, then at the 500 warriors watching from the stands. Maybe not, Marcus said, but we are not just Ashtari anymore. We are also human. We are also Riftstalker. We are something new, something stronger, and we have 3 days to prepare. He turned to address the entire tribe. His voice carried across the arena. I came to this planet as a doctor, as someone who heals. But if the corporation wants war, then war is what they will get. Not from divided tribes, not from weakened warriors, but from united people, from Ashtari and human working together, from warriors and doctors combining their strengths, from old enemies becoming new allies. The Riftstalker roared. The sound shook the ground. The warriors began to chant, slowly at first, then louder, stronger. Alpha! 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 The chief raised his hand for silence. When he spoke, his voice was filled with respect. Marcus Webb, you have passed the second trial, not through strength of body, but through strength of mind and heart. You saved your enemy when you could have let him die. You uncovered a conspiracy that would have destroyed us all. You united predator and prey in common cause. He paused. There is still one trial remaining, the third trial, the trial of wisdom. But I think you have already proven your wisdom today. No, Marcus said. I will complete all 3 trials. I will do this properly. I will earn my place, not be given it. Kyra smiled at him, pride shining in her golden eyes. Very well, the chief said. But first we have a war to prepare for, and we have a doctor to heal. Marcus turned to Drakmor, who was still on the ground, barely conscious. You tried to kill me, Marcus said to the fallen champion. Yes, Drakmor gasped, and I failed. Kill me. I deserve death. No, Marcus said. He knelt beside Drakmor and continued treating his injuries. You deserve healing. You deserve a second chance, because that is what humans do. We heal, even our enemies, especially our enemies. As the blood moon set and dawn began to rise, Marcus understood something important. He had come to Ashara 7 alone, isolated, just a human doctor on a dangerous planet. But now he was something more. He was a bridge between worlds, between species, between old hatred and new hope. And in 3 days, that bridge would be tested in the fire of war. The third trial would have to wait. First, they had a planet to save. 2 days had passed since Vorkon's betrayal. The northern mountains loomed in the distance like dark teeth against the sky. Somewhere in those mountains, 50 corporate soldiers prepared for genocide. They had weapons that could level cities, technology that made them nearly invincible. The Ashtari had spears and honor. It would not be enough. Marcus stood in the war room, studying maps spread across the stone table. Beside him, Kyra pointed to various locations. The chief and his advisors watched in grim silence. Drakmor stood in the corner, his injuries mostly healed. He had not spoken much since the arena. Shame burned in his eyes every time he looked at Marcus. The corporation base is here, Kyra said, tapping a mountain valley. Deep in hostile territory, surrounded by radiation zones. Even our best scouts cannot get close without dying. Then we need better protection, Marcus said. He was exhausted. He had barely slept in 2 days. His medical supplies were running low, and his body still ached from the combat trial. But he could not stop, could not rest. Too many lives depended on him. Protection from radiation? The chief asked. We have no such technology. But I do. Marcus pulled out a small data pad. The medical corps equipped me with portable radiation shields. They are designed for doctors working in contaminated zones. I can modify them, expand their range, create a protective field large enough to cover our strike team. How many warriors can you protect? Drakmore asked. His voice was rough, uncertain. 50. Maybe 60 if I push the technology to its limits. That is not enough, an elder said. The corporation has superior numbers, superior weapons. Even with radiation shields, we will be slaughtered. Not if we are smart, Marcus argued. We do not attack them head-on. We use guerrilla tactics, hit and run, destroy their supplies, sabotage their equipment, make them afraid, make them paranoid, make them weak. The human speaks wisdom, another elder admitted reluctantly. But there is still a problem. The Festival of Stars begins tomorrow night. Every tribe in the region will gather at the sacred plains. If the corporation attacks while we are there, we evacuate, Kara said. We warn the other tribes. We move everyone to the deep caves. The corporation cannot find us there. And abandon our sacred tradition? The elder's voice rose with anger. Abandon the festival that has united our people for 1,000 years? Never. Then we all die, Marcus said bluntly. Is pride worth extinction? Silence fell like a hammer. The chief's face was troubled. The human is right. We must evacuate. Send messengers to all tribes immediately. Tell them the festival is postponed. Tell them we face an enemy unlike any we have known. Father, there is something else, Kyra said quietly. Something I have not told you. About the bond between Marcus and me. Everyone turned to look at her. Marcus felt a chill run down his spine. Something in Kyra's voice was different, worried, scared. The marking, Kara continued. The bite I gave Marcus, it was not just a mate bond, it was something deeper, something I did not understand at the time. Explain, the chief commanded. Kyra took a deep breath. When I bit Marcus, I was dying. My body was shutting down. In that moment, my instincts took over. Ancient instincts. I did not just mark him as my mate. I marked him as my anchor. Anchor? Marcus asked. What does that mean? It means our life forces are connected, Kara said. Her golden eyes met his. If I die, you die. If you die, I die. We are bound at the cellular level. 2 bodies sharing one destiny. Horror spread across the room. This is madness, an elder shouted. The anchor bond has been forbidden for centuries. It is too dangerous, too unstable. I did not choose it, Kyra said. My body chose it, to survive, and now it cannot be undone. Marcus felt the blood drain from his face. So if the corporation kills me, I die, Kara finished. And if they kill me, I die. Marcus sat down heavily. That is a significant tactical disadvantage. It is more than that, the chief said. His voice was grave. If you both die, the entire tribe falls into chaos. The succession is unclear. The anchor bond means you are co-leaders, equal partners. Without both of you, the tribe has no alpha, no unity. We collapse from within. The corporation knows this, Drakmore said suddenly. Everyone looked at him. They must know. Vorkan would have told them. That is why they are attacking during the festival. They are not trying to kill everyone. They are trying to kill Marcus and Kyra, decapitate the leadership. Let the tribes tear each other apart afterward. Marcus stood up. Then we do not give them the chance. We strike first, tonight, before they are ready, before they expect it. With what army? An elder demanded. We have no time to prepare, no time to organize. Then we do not use an army, Marcus said. A plan was forming in his mind. Dangerous, insane, but possibly their only chance. We use a scalpel instead of a sword. Small team, elite warriors, surgical strike. We go in, destroy their command center, and get out before they even know what happened. You are describing a suicide mission, the chief said. I am describing the only mission that has a chance of working. Kyra stepped forward. I will lead the strike team. No, Marcus said immediately. If you die, I die. We cannot both risk ourselves. Then you stay here. I am the only one who knows how to operate the radiation shields. I have to go. They stared at each other. The anchor bond pulsed between them. Marcus could feel it now that he knew what it was. A thread of silver energy connecting them, tying their fates together. Then we both go, Kyra said. We survive together or die together. That is what the anchor bond means. Before Marcus could argue, alarms began to sound. Warriors rushed into the war room, their faces pale with fear. Chief, enemy scouts, they have found the village. Impossible, the chief said. We have 3 days. Vorkon lied, Marcus realized. The attack is not in 3 days. It is now. He gave us false information to make us lower our guard. An explosion rocked the building. Dust fell from the ceiling. Screams echoed from outside. They are here, Kara whispered. Marcus ran to the window. What he saw made his heart stop. The sky was filled with drop ships, dozens of them. Corporate soldiers in powered armor were descending like metal locusts. Their weapons glowed with deadly energy. And in the center of the formation, Marcus saw something that made his blood turn to ice. A massive war mech, 50 feet tall. Armed with plasma cannons and missile launchers, its armor was thick enough to withstand anything the Ashtari could throw at it. We cannot fight that, an elder said. His voice shook with despair. We do not have to, Marcus said. An idea struck him. Crazy, desperate, but it might work. Kyra, get me to that mech, close enough to touch it. Why? What are you planning? Something I learned from the Rift Stalker. Something about phasing between dimensions. You are not a Rift Stalker, Kyra said. You cannot phase. Maybe not, but I have something it does not. Marcus held up his hand. The silver mark from the anchor bond glowed brightly. I have a connection to you. And you have the blood of warriors who fought dimensional predators for generations. That blood carries memory, carries ability. You think you can access my ancestral memories? Kyra looked shocked. Marcus, that has never been done. Not by a human, not by anyone who is not pure Ashtari. First time for everything. Marcus grabbed his medical bag. Get me to that mech. I will handle the rest. The chief stepped forward. If you fail, we all die. If I do not try, we die anyway. Marcus turned to face the old warrior. Do you trust me? The chief looked at Marcus for a long moment. Then he nodded. I trust you. But more importantly, my daughter trusts you, and I trust her judgment above all else. Then let us end this. Outside, chaos ruled. Corporate soldiers were everywhere. They moved with mechanical precision, cutting down warriors with energy weapons. The Ashtari fought back with spears and courage, but it was not enough. They were being slaughtered. Marcus and Kyra ran through the battlefield. The Rift Stalker appeared beside them, phasing in and out of existence, killing corporate soldiers with brutal efficiency. But even the apex predator could not be everywhere at once. The war mech spotted them, its cannons swiveled, locked on. Move! Kyra shoved Marcus behind a stone wall. Plasma bolts exploded where they had been standing. The heat was so intense that Marcus felt his skin blister. "We need a distraction," Marcus gasped. Drakmor appeared from nowhere. Blood covered his armor. His eyes blazed with rage and determination. "I will give you a distraction." "Drakmor, wait!" But the champion was already running. He charged the war mech with nothing but his death fangs. He leaped 30 feet into the air and stabbed both blades into the mech's optical sensors. The machine screamed, an electronic shriek of fury. Its cannons fired wildly, missing Drakmor by inches. "Now!" Kyra shouted. She grabbed Marcus and ran. They sprinted toward the mech while it was distracted. Marcus reached out with his mind. He could feel the anchor bond connecting him to Kyra, could feel her strength, her speed, her warrior instincts flowing through the silver thread between them, and deeper, below the surface. He could feel something else, ancient memories, ancestral knowledge, the genetic memory of 1,000 generations of Ashtari warriors who had fought things far worse than machines. Marcus touched the mech's leg, and he phased. Reality shifted. Marcus felt his body become unstable, translucent. He could see through his own hands. He was between dimensions, between the solid world and the spirit realm. The mech's interior appeared before him. Circuits, power cores, control systems, all vulnerable, all exposed. Marcus pulled a grenade from his belt, a simple EMP device, designed to disable medical equipment during power surges. He had never thought he would use it as a weapon. He placed it against the mech's primary power core and activated it. Then he phased back to reality. The explosion was silent at first. Then the mech's chest erupted with lightning. Electricity arced across its entire frame. All its systems shut down simultaneously. The 50-foot war machine collapsed like a puppet with cut strings. It crashed into a group of corporate soldiers, crushing them instantly. Marcus fell to his knees. Phasing had drained him completely. He could barely breathe. His vision swam with black spots. Kyra caught him before he hit the ground. "Marcus, are you alive?" "Barely," he gasped. "Did it work?" "You destroyed their command mech, but there are still dozens of soldiers. We are still outnumbered." A horn blew, long and deep, the sound of reinforcements. From the forest, hundreds of warriors emerged, not just Ashtari. Other tribes, tribes that had received the warning, tribes that had come to fight. The festival had been postponed, but the unity remained. And riding at the front of the army was something impossible. 7 rift stalkers. The one Marcus had healed had brought its family, its pack. 7 apex predators working together for the first time in recorded history. The corporate soldiers saw them and broke. Fear overrode their training. They ran. They scrambled back to their ships. They fled into the sky like scared children. The battle was over, but the war had just begun. Marcus woke up 3 hours later in the medical tent. His body ached, his head pounded, but he was alive. Kara sat beside him, holding his hand. The silver marks on their skin pulsed in sync. 2 heartbeats, 1 destiny. "We won," she said softly. "Did we?" Marcus struggled to sit up. "They will come back. With more soldiers, more weapons. They will not stop until this planet is theirs." "Let them come." Kyra's eyes blazed with determination. "We will be ready. We have something they do not." "What?" "Unity. 7 tribes standing together. Rift stalkers fighting beside warriors. Humans and Ashtari sharing knowledge. We are not divided anymore. We are one people, one army, one purpose." The chief entered the tent. His face was grave. "Marcus Webb, Kyra, daughter, I have received a message from Earth, from the Interstellar Medical Corps." Marcus felt his stomach drop. "What does it say?" "They know what happened here. They know about the corporate attack. They know about your bond with Kyra. And they have issued an arrest warrant. For treason. For violating first contact protocols. For interfering with indigenous development. They want to arrest me for saving lives?" They want to arrest you for exposing the corporation's crimes, the chief corrected. The corporation has powerful friends in the government. They are claiming you sabotaged a legal mining operation, that you manipulated the Ashtari, that you started a war. Kyra stood up. Her hand went to her blade. Let them try to take him. They will have to go through me first. And me, Drakmore said from the entrance. The champion bowed his head to Marcus. I was wrong about you, human. You are not weak. You are the strongest warrior I have ever met. If the Medical Corps wants you, they will face the entire Ashtari nation. The Corps is sending a ship, the chief said. It will arrive in 2 days. They are giving you a choice, Marcus. Surrender peacefully and face trial on Earth, or remain here and become a wanted fugitive throughout the entire galaxy. Marcus looked at Kara, at the anchor bond connecting them, at the life they could have together if he stayed, at the cost of that choice. I need time to think, he said. You have 2 days, the chief replied. Use them wisely. When everyone left, Kyra and Marcus sat in silence. The weight of the choice pressed down on them like a physical thing. If you go back to Earth, Kara said quietly, I die. The anchor bond does not stretch across star systems. The distance would kill us both. I know. And if you stay, you can never go home. You will be hunted, wanted. Your entire species will see you as a traitor. I know. So what will you do? Marcus looked into her golden eyes, at the woman who had bitten him, claimed him, connected their fates in ways he still did not fully understand. I do not know, he admitted, but I have 2 days to figure it out. 2 days until I have to choose between my species and yours, between duty and love, between the life I had and the life I could have. Kyra kissed him. It was gentle and fierce at the same time, full of hope and despair. Whatever you choose, she whispered, I will stand beside you, until the end. Outside, the twin moons rose, red and silver, blood and bond. The third trial still awaited, the trial of wisdom, the final test to prove Marcus worthy of being Alpha. But that trial seemed small now compared to the choice before him. In 2 days, a ship would come from Earth. In 2 days, Marcus would have to make the most important decision of his life, and whatever he chose, nothing would ever be the same. The Medical Corps ship descended like a silver blade through the clouds. It was massive, bigger than Marcus expected, bigger than any medical vessel should be. That was the first sign something was wrong. Marcus stood on the sacred plains with Kyra beside him. The anchor bond pulsed between them like a living heartbeat. 2 days had passed. 2 days of impossible choices, 2 days of preparing for this moment. Behind them, 500 Ashtari warriors waited in formation. Silent. Ready. The 7 Rift Stalkers stood at the edges of the gathering, their red eyes glowing in the dawn light. Drakmore commanded the left flank. Other tribal chiefs commanded the right. They had come from across the planet, united, prepared for war if necessary. That is not a medical ship, Kara said quietly. Her warrior instincts were screaming danger. No, Marcus agreed. It is not. The ship landed, its doors opened. But instead of Medical Corps doctors, armed soldiers emerged, dozens of them, wearing corporate logos. The same corporation that had tried to genocide the Ashtari, the same corporation that had sent the bioweapon, the same corporation that Marcus had exposed. And leading them was someone Marcus recognized, someone he had trusted, Dr. Sarah Chen, his mentor from the Medical Corps, the woman who had trained him, who had recommended him for this mission. Marcus felt his world crack. Hello, Marcus, Dr. Chen said. Her voice was cold, professional, nothing like the warm teacher he remembered. You have caused quite a bit of trouble. Sarah? Marcus could barely speak. You are part of this? Part of it? She laughed. It was bitter and cruel. Marcus, I designed it. The whole operation, the plague, the corporate mining scheme, the systematic elimination of indigenous populations on resource-rich planets. I have been doing this for 15 years across 20 star systems. Horror washed over Marcus like ice water. You are a doctor. You took an oath. To heal. To help. To do no harm. I am a realist, Dr. Chen corrected. The galaxy is full of primitive species sitting on valuable resources they cannot even use. Why should humanity struggle when we can simply take what we need? A few thousand aliens die. Billions of humans prosper. The math is simple. The math is genocide, Marcus said. His voice shook with rage. You are a murderer. I am a visionary. Dr. Chen gestured to her soldiers. And you, Marcus, are under arrest. Come quietly. Face trial. Maybe they will be lenient. Maybe they will only give you life in prison instead of execution. He is not going anywhere, Kyra said. She stepped forward, her hand on her blade. The savage speaks. Dr. Chen's smile was poisonous. Tell me, creature, how does it feel knowing your precious bond will kill you both? The anchor bond. Such a primitive, stupid tradition. When Marcus dies, you die. When we execute him for treason, you will simply cease to exist. Efficient, really. You will not touch him, Kyra growled. I do not need to touch him. Dr. Chen pulled out a small device. This is a neural disruptor, designed specifically to sever the anchor bond. It will cause you both excruciating pain. It will feel like your souls are being torn apart. But it will break the connection. Then we can take Marcus without killing you. Though honestly, killing you might be a mercy compared to what you will feel. She pressed the button. Pain exploded through Marcus's body. It was not physical pain. It was deeper. Worse. Like every cell in his body was screaming. Like his DNA was being ripped apart strand by strand. He fell to his knees. Beside him, Kyra screamed. Her silver skin turned gray, her eyes rolled back. The anchor bond was breaking. Stop! Marcus gasped. Please, you are killing her! That is the point, Dr. Chen said calmly. 10 more seconds and the bond will be completely severed. Then you will be free. Free to come back to Earth. Free to face justice. And the savage will be free to die alone and forgotten. 5 seconds. Marcus could feel his connection to Kyra fading. The silver thread between them was turning black, dissolving. Soon there would be nothing left. 3 seconds. Marcus reached deep inside himself, to the place where the anchor bond lived, to the place where human and Ashtari had merged. And he found something there. Something Dr. Chen had not expected. Something even Marcus had not known existed. Memory, not his memories, not Kyra's memories, but something older. Deeper, the genetic memory of both their species, human adaptability, human resilience, human refusal to accept defeat, combined with Ashtari strength, Ashtari honor, Ashtari warrior spirit. 1 second. Marcus grabbed Kyra's hand. The moment their skin touched, something incredible happened. The anchor bond did not break. It evolved. Silver light exploded from their joined hands. It spread across their bodies, through their bodies, changing them, transforming them. The bond was not just connecting them anymore. It was merging them, making them something new, something that had never existed before. A hybrid, human and Ashtari. 2 species becoming one. Dr. Chen stumbled backward. Impossible! The disruptor should have... You cannot break what has become unbreakable, Marcus said. His voice was different now, deeper, stronger. When he stood up, he was taller. His skin had taken on a slight silver sheen. His eyes glowed with golden light. Beside him, Kyra rose too. Her features had softened slightly. Her eyes held human warmth mixed with alien strength. They were no longer just human and Ashtari. They were both. They were neither. They were something entirely new. "Kill them!" Dr. Chen screamed. "Kill them all!" The corporate soldiers raised their weapons, but before they could fire, the Rift Stalkers attacked. All 7 of them, phasing in and out of existence, ripping through soldiers like paper. The Ashtari warriors charged, not with primitive spears anymore. With weapons Marcus had helped them build. Hybrid technology, combining human engineering with Ashtari craftsmanship. The battle lasted 3 minutes. The corporate soldiers never stood a chance. Dr. Chen tried to run, tried to reach her ship, but Drakmor was faster. The champion grabbed her and threw her at Marcus's feet. "Please," Dr. Chen begged. "Please, Marcus, we were friends, we were colleagues. Show mercy." Marcus looked down at her, at the woman who had betrayed everything medicine stood for, who had murdered thousands, who had tried to kill the woman he loved. "You are right," Marcus said quietly. "We were friends, and that is why this hurts so much. But you are wrong about one thing. I will show mercy, because that is what doctors do, what humans do, what Ashtari do. We heal, even our enemies." He gestured to the Ashtari healers. "Take her, treat her injuries, then put her in a cell. She will face justice, real justice, not corporate justice, not political justice, but the justice of truth." Dr. Chen was dragged away, screaming threats and promises of revenge. The chief approached Marcus and Kara. His eyes were wide with wonder. "What has happened to you? You are changed. Both of you." "The anchor bond evolved," Marcus explained. "When Dr. Chen tried to break it, the bond defended itself. It merged us, made us stronger. We are still Marcus and Kyra, but we are also something more." "This is the 3rd trial," the chief said suddenly, his voice filled with awe. "The trial of wisdom. We thought you would face it in a ceremony, with elders asking you questions, testing your judgment. But the universe had other plans." "I do not understand," Marcus said. "The trial of wisdom is not about answering questions," the chief explained. "It is about making impossible choices, choosing between what is easy and what is right, between personal desire and greater good, between revenge and mercy." He bowed his head. "You chose mercy when you could have chosen revenge. You chose to heal your enemy when you could have killed her. You chose to become something new rather than cling to what you were. Marcus Webb, you have passed the 3rd trial. You are worthy of being Alpha." The warriors began to chant, "Alpha, Alpha, Alpha." But Marcus raised his hand for silence. "I cannot be Alpha, not alone, not as just human or just Ashtari, but together." He looked at Kara. "Together we can be what this planet needs, what both our species need, a bridge, a unity, a new beginning." Kyra smiled. "Co-alphas, equals, partners, leading together." "Yes," Marcus agreed, "leading together." A new sound filled the air, different from the corporate ship. This was smaller, faster. An official interstellar medical corps vessel, the real one. It landed beside the captured corporate ship. An older woman emerged. She wore the rank insignia of a fleet admiral. Her face was stern but not cruel. "I am Admiral Rodriguez," she announced. "I command the Medical Corps Investigation Division. We have been tracking Dr. Chen's conspiracy for 2 years. We knew she was corrupt, but we could not prove it. Until you, Dr. Webb, exposed everything. The recordings you sent, the evidence you gathered. It gave us everything we needed to shut down the entire operation." I sent recordings?" Marcus was confused. "Your medical scanner," Admiral Rodriguez explained. "It has been automatically uploading data to Medical Corps servers since you arrived. Every conversation, every medical treatment, every discovery, including Dr. Chen's confession just now. We have everything. The corporation will face galactic trial. Their executives will spend the rest of their lives in prison. And you, Dr. Webb, are cleared of all charges. You are a hero." Relief washed over Marcus, but it was bittersweet. So I can go home, back to Earth. You can, Admiral Rodriguez said, or you can stay here. The choice is yours. But know this, the Medical Corps wants to establish an official partnership with the Ashtari. We want to learn from them. We want to help them. And we want you to lead that partnership as Chief Medical Officer of Ashara 7, with full diplomatic immunity, with resources, with support, with everything you need to build something beautiful here. Marcus looked at Kyra, at their joined hands, at the silver light still glowing between them. I do not need to choose, he said, because I already chose, 2 days ago, when I decided that saving lives was more important than following rules, when I decided that doing what was right mattered more than doing what was easy. I chose this planet, these people, this future. He turned to address everyone, Ashtari and human alike. We stand at a crossroads, two species who barely knew each other, who almost went to war, who almost destroyed each other, but instead, we found something better. We found unity, we found strength, we found hope. From this day forward, Kyra added, Ashara 7 will not be just an Ashtari world or a human colony. It will be both, a place where two species live together, learn together, grow together, a model for the entire galaxy. The warriors cheered. The humans cheered. Even the Rift Stalkers roared their approval. Admiral Rodriguez smiled. Then it is settled. Welcome to your new life, Dr. Webb. Or should I say, Alpha Webb. Just Marcus, he said. Just a doctor who wanted to help. And found a home. As the sun set over Ashara 7, Marcus and Kyra stood together on the sacred plains. The anchor bond glowed brightly between them. Not as a chain, not as a burden, but as a symbol of something humanity and the Ashtari had both needed to learn. That strength came from unity. That power came from cooperation. That the future belonged to those brave enough to bridge the divide between different worlds. Marcus had come to Ashara 7 alone, a human doctor on a dangerous mission. He had been marked, claimed, bonded to an alien warrior princess. He had faced trials that should have killed him. He had fought enemies from his own species. He had made impossible choices, and he had survived it all. Because he was not just human anymore, not just Ashtari. He was both. He was proof that love could cross species, that honor could unite warriors, that hope could defeat hatred. He was Alpha, and his story was just beginning. The end.